Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Foxtail Digital coming to you again with Black Girl Stocks. And in this video, we're going to talk about stock breakout trades. And if you're not familiar with the term breakout, I know you know what the concept is, okay?
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit. Oh, I am scared.
So when a stock has a huge move up or down in price around support or resistance, these are some of the best and easiest trades to make profits with, and you'll be able to see them in any different time frame. So this is going to be good for day trading, swing trading, or any type of trading strategy that you have. Now, a lot of times when stocks have a strong breakout, they can continue gaining momentum in that direction. So in this video, we're going to go over how you can spot stocks before they break out, a few tips for avoiding what I like to call breakout fakeouts. Trust me, you do not want to jump into a trade and then boom, find out it was a false breakout and well, now you're in the red. And then the last part of the video, we're actually going to be building a screening tool using Thinkorswim to help you find breakouts before they happen. But first, if this is your first time watching this video, please make sure that you click that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. Also, subscribe and click that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video for you guys. So the actual breakout happens when a stock makes a strong move up or down after a consolidation period. And a consolidation period is when price action has been trading in between ranges. So that's a zone. And a lot of people call these support and resistance zones because it normally stays in there like a sandwich. I'm hungry right now. I haven't eaten yet. And in an uptrend, you're going to see a breakout above a resistance level, and it'll be the opposite for a downtrend. So that'll be a breakout below a support level. And just a quick review of support and resistance. So when you see your prices and it's moving higher, points where the price reverses downwards, so it doesn't move past that point, it stops right there. That's your resistance point. And then on the opposite, when you see a stock is in a strong downtrend, it's moving down, the price point where it reverses upwards and it stops dropping, that's your support. And the strength of your support and resistance, meaning can I really trust this? When you see it reach that point at least 2 times, then that's a pretty good indication that it's support or resistance. If it hits it more than 2 times, definite support and resistance zones. Okay, so that's just a quick recap. And just to keep it basic, when you're trading, remember what's actually affecting the price action: supply and demand. So when you see a stock price break out on the upside, then that means that buyers are in control at that time and they're pushing the price. They're pushing the price above the resistance. And then on the downside, in a negative breakout, that means that sellers have more power and they're pushing the price down below the support. And remember, we mentioned consolidation. So for a breakout, we want stocks that are trading in a clear zone in between a support and resistance zone. And one way that you can pinpoint these points is when you're looking at a stock chart and you see that it's in a definite trend, and then you kind of start to see the stock side trade a little bit and consolidate for a while, and the price points just move in between those zones. They keep touching your limits, but they don't pass them. Okay, so that's what we're looking for breakouts. When you're looking for a consolidation breakout, there's a few things that you can kind of put on a little checklist and you can ask yourself. 1, can you see that the stock's been consolidating? So trading in a zone for a while. 2, was the stock in a trend before it started consolidating? 3, has the stock broken out of that price range? 4, has the volume changed from its average amount? And speaking of volume, so you'll see right here, this is an indicator that you can actually put in Thinkorswim. So I'll leave a link to that down below on how to put this in here. Basically, it's going to show you the daily average volume, today's volume, and then it's going to show you the average volume over 30 bars. So whatever time frame you're in, 30 of those. So if it's a day chart, 30 days, and then the current bar, so today's bar. So if it's past all of this, we have a stock with a visible trend that's been trading in a zone. It broke out of that price zone with a high volume, and it broke in the direction of the overall trend that it was in before it went into consolidation. And all of these can form into a very strong breakout. Now, one good indicator to use with the breakout strategy is the ADX indicator. And the reason why I say that is because it shows you the strength of the trend that you're in at that time. So you'll see with the ADX indicator, you have your DMI plus, that's buying pressure. You have your DMI minus, that's selling pressure. And then you have your ADX, how strong it is in that time. So if you're looking for a breakout on the upside, you already saw that you had a positive trend and you're wanting to anticipate a breakout upwards, then you would probably want something that has the DMI plus on top, and it also has an increasing ADX. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the ADX. I have a video on that. I'll link that in this video on how you can actually use that indicator, but that's one that you can use with the breakout strategy. Another good indicator that you can use are Bollinger Bands. I just want you to know the basics of the Bollinger Band for this strategy. Bollinger Bands are really good for showing a stock's high and low volatility points, and when the bands are farther apart, that means that volatility is high. So there's a lot of trading going on. High, low, high, low. Now, when the Bollinger Bands get tighter and start to constrict, then that means that volatility is decreasing. So essentially, when you're doing the breakout strategy, you can wait for a BB squeeze. You can wait for a BB squeeze, already have a good idea of the overall stock trend direction, and then go from there. Other things that you can look for are stock chart patterns like triangles, flags, head and shoulder patterns, and things like that. So now what's good about trading breakouts is that you're getting in the beginning of a trend early and momentum is working with you, especially with that high volume. But the biggest thing to avoid is the false breakout. So you remember we said breakout, fake out. Now this is when you enter a trade while the stock is moving in your favor. It reached that support or resistance point, but then all of a sudden there's a quick reversal. Long obvious candlesticks, that's a obvious sign of a breakout, fake out. What you really want is you want a slow build upwards in that direction, and that's kind of be something that's more long lasting. Now, one way that you can avoid false breakouts is instead of entering that trade as soon as the price breaks a key level, wait until the candlestick closes to confirm that breakout strength, because once that candlestick closes and you see another candlestick start to form, then that's going to give you a good idea of really what's going on. Another thing, so you can tell how strong that breakout is after the candlestick closes, how long the body is. Longer means stronger. Short means less support. Remember that. Longer means stronger. Short, less support. So now that we've gone over a few of the top things to look for with breakout trades, let's see how you can actually build a scanner to find stocks that meet these particular setups for a potential breakout. Make sure you go up here to the scan. This is where we're going to go. Now I have videos about how to set up stock scanners, so I don't want to go too much into this, and we're going to be in our stock scanner. Make sure right here in this section where it says scan in, make sure that it says all optionable, and this is basically just saying these are going to find stocks that have options available. Not all stocks have options. There's so many different ways that you can look for stock breakouts, and one simple way is to look for stocks that recently traded above or below a simple moving average. And one that you can use is something simple like the 50-day moving average. So first thing that I want to put here to build our screener is the actual stock price. So we're going to go to the last, this is going to be subjective. I'm going to say I want stocks that are at least $20 and maximum $3.50. So stocks in between that range. We want stocks that have pretty good volume. We just want stocks that are, actively moving. So I'm going to keep a volume minimum of 500,000 so that it gives us the opportunity to find stocks before they start to move up in volume. Now, this is going to be the meat and potatoes of this. You're going to add another filter, go to study. Okay, so here's our study right here, and you're going to click down here and go to popular studies. And honestly, it doesn't have to be a moving average. It can be any crossover, honestly, just a crossover. But for this one, I'm going to say moving average. And this one, we're going to keep it at the close. So remember, we said close. We want to focus on close. So we're going to look for the close and 10% above what period. And we're going to keep it at the simple moving average. I like to use simple. If you're day trading, you want to change it maybe to exponential. But for me, I'm doing some long term. I'm going to keep it on the simple moving average. And I like to use the 50-day moving average. It's a little bit shorter term, but you can change that to anything. You can change it to 20. That's going to be shorter, or you can use 200. So whatever works for you. This right here, this is your time period. So if you leave it on the day, make sure that you're looking at a day chart. So you see how this is on the day and this says day, even though it's a 1 year day. This on the back here, this 4 hour, 1 hour, 3, those are the increments. So if it's on the day, it can be over 180 days and just show you day. So just make sure whatever you have this set for, it is in the same format as this last one here on the far right. So 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, day. We're in the day right now. So that's something to make sure you with Thinkorswim. The chart that I look at a lot of times are the 180-day 4-hour chart. So I'm going to change this to 4 hours and go to extended because that's important. All right, so we're going to go ahead and press scan, and this is only going to show me 50, but you can click it at 2,000, however much you want to see. This is pretty much all we get from here. So this isn't too bad. We have about 34 good stocks, and let's see what we have here. So that's a breakout. Okay, here's another potential breakout. So we see some resistance right here around where we are. This is just kind of an example of what you can expect from this. So these all giving me breakout opportunities. Next, you can look for stocks that are trading in patterns like we talked about. I talk a lot about flag patterns, triangle patterns, and things like that. So you can actually set it up to look for patterns, and you can do that right here. I'm going to keep these two here because these are important. This is just kind of my basis here. And you can add patterns here. So you see pattern, just click the pattern. The ones that I want to focus on are the flag and the triangle. And as far as the time frame, I say maybe at least 30 days and 4 hours. So let's click on that and see what she brings. This has almost 400. Okay, there's a little pattern here. So this looks like a little breakout pattern. So you see we have lower highs, higher lows. This one kind of had a good little pattern anyway. So flag and triangle patterns, I love trading these. Look at this, they all fit the same. So yeah, patterns, that's another thing that you can look for, and you can go and just play off of those. Another type of breakout that you can look for are momentum breakouts, and those are stocks that are making higher or lower moves after those consolidation periods, and that could be a yearly high, a monthly high, a yearly low, monthly low, all-time high, all-time low. The way that you add that, go to filter, and you're going to go to study. This one is just going to be uptrend, and I'm going to go to price performance. So you can click to near high or low. Maybe it's close to a recent high, had a small pullback within 10%. So you can say 5 of a recent pullback of a 250-day high. Essentially be the yearly high because that's how many trading days. But you see where we're going with this. So period high or period low or high or low. So that's going to give you both of them. There's so many different ways that you can go about doing this. So for this one, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to a year. Okay, so yeah, over the past year, yearly high. And so, hey, we want to anticipate this is going to move up. But look at these patterns here, and all of them are at their yearly high right now. Or you can just put it at there in the past month, 30 days. Okay, well, you kind of get an idea of what we're looking for. Now, another thing that's going to be really good for this one, go back to study and go back to price performance, price change. Now, if we're looking for a positive breakout, I want to trade something that's making continuous gains. Okay, so we want to trade in a certain direction, something that is up at least 2% or more in the past 10 bars. So for this is on the day, the past 10 days. So that's only going to give you uptrends. Or if you say it's less, then that's obviously going to give you stocks that have fallen. That's something that you can do. Put that little cherry on top. The last thing that you can add, and this is something I really like, especially for volume. You really want to break out for this, because if you're looking for something that's near a high, we want something that has increased volume as well as increased price change. So let's go down here to volume and let's go to unusual volume. So the current volume has increased at least a certain percent from the typical average volume over however many periods. So 50 periods, that's 50 days. We can change it to 30 days. We can change it to 10%, something a little bit lower. It's gonna find what you're looking for. Okay, so let's see what this brings us. Okay, let me take this near low high. Let me see. Yeah, okay. And of course, to save your scanner, you would just go here, click save. That's pretty much it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed this scanner. Make sure you guys check out this playlist that I have on Thinkorswim videos of scanners, so you can see on how we built other scanners, on how to add indicators, paper trading, indicators, options, all of that. Okay, make sure you check out that playlist, okay?